This is the Louie T Network.
Man, I love some football. Man, I love some football. My favorite week is week 1, cause I'm watching football. First comes the preseason, and I don't take a day off. And then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. We in the lab room.
Louie T, welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I am your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Week number 8 in the National Football League. Indianapolis Colts traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers in a game that I dubbed the money, yeah. Money, yeah. Let's get it. Money game of the week. And here's exactly why this game was the money game of the week. You know I like picking upsets. You know I like picking the close ones. I thought this was an evenly matched game in week number 8. And I looked at these two teams and I said, who are you? No, seriously, who are you? I mean, look at the Steelers 4-3 on the season, up and down. They barely squeaked by Jacksonville. They lose to Tampa Bay, give them their first win of the season. They go to Carolina, beat down the Panthers, score 24 unanswered points in a 3-minute span versus the Texans last week en route to a victory. I have no clue who the Steelers are. None whatsoever. Then you look at the Indianapolis Colts. Are they really the team that defaced the character of the Cincinnati Bengals last week, 27-0? Do you really think that's who they are? Or are they closer to the team that couldn't get it done in Denver, couldn't get it done at home versus Philly, or blew a lead, a huge lead at that against the Houston Texans, only to hold on late? Are they that team? I can't tell you. I wish I could, but I can't. And that's why this was the money game of the week. 2 evenly matched teams. I'm at the point now in the season where I need to be able to look you square in the eyes. Hey, look at me. Here. We're here. Eye to eye. And I'm supposed to look you in your face and say, I know you, man. We go back. I know you. I'm on the same page. I know what's going on here. I need to be able to get a bead on these teams. And right now, I don't have a read on them at all. So this is the type of game that helps me kind of formulate an opinion on you. Who are you? What can you do for me down the road? And so, to me, Andrew Luck doesn't have that signature road victory. Hey, you can beat up the Tennessees, Jacksonvilles, and Houstons of the world on the road. Hell, you can even go to Kansas City and get you one. But the question that I have is, can you beat Brady on the road? Can you beat Manning on the road? Can you beat Roethlisberger on the road? Can you beat Flacco on the road? Can you beat the upper echelon teams in the league on the road? Can you go to Cincinnati and get one if need be? He hasn't done it yet. He has not won in any of those venues against any of those teams and their respective quarterbacks yet on the road. So the question now becomes, here's an opportunity. Steelers are, they're iffy, man. They're iffy at best. You're on a 5-game winning streak. Here's your opportunity right here. After that beatdown you served up last week, you've got to be playing with all the confidence and momentum in the world. Here you are. Here's an opportunity to go get you a big signature win on the road. Go get it. So this was the money game of the week. Did you have your money on Indy? I hope not, because I told you the Steelers, they were going to get it done in this game. Let's check it out. Colts get a big play from T.Y. Hilton. Who's been more money than T.Y. Hilton over the last month of this season? I mean, T.Y. has been getting it done, and it dates back to that Texans game. I mean, he's really just been on fire, has T.Y. Hilton. A huge play sets up a field goal. It's 3-0 Indy in this game. Who knew that that would be one of the few field goals? With all the points that were scored, this was an exciting game. With all the points scored, who knew that'd be one of the few field goals we'd see in this football game? Steelers respond with a 9-play, 80-yard touchdown march capped off by an 18-yard Marcus Wheaton touchdown. Ben was 5 of 6 on the drive, and he wouldn't miss many passes in this game as it's 7-3 Steelers on top. And let me say this real quick. Isn't it funny how once you get that one guy, everything kind of falls into place? We've been talking, we had this debate about the Steelers needing to find that number 2 option. What did I say? 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. You can't have 1. 2? Man, that's nice. 2, you feel like you got your little something when you got 2. But when you got 3, that's where you want to be, okay? You can do some things with 2, but 3, boy, it's hard to stop an offense with 3 receivers that can make plays and a tight end that's old reliable. So now you bring in Martavis Bryant, a.k.a. Big Ten. That's the new nickname I gave him. He's Big Ten. And you bring Big Ten into the picture, and all of a sudden now, everybody's got a slot that they fill into, and it's a beautiful thing. You know you got Tones holding it down at that 1 slot. You know Tones is giving you at minimum 5 catches every game. Then you got Big Ten holding down the number 2 slot. Has anybody come in and had a more dominant and immediate impact than Martavis Bryant in this season? I mean, he missed the first 6 games of the season, comes back, 2 touchdowns in his first game, 2 more in his second game. Is anybody coming in and doing that? I mean, I think after week 6, we had all basically given the Rookie of the Year award to Optimus Prime, a.k.a. Calvin Benjamin in Carolina. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, man. Pump your brakes there. Hold that ballot. Don't cast your vote just yet. I think another guy is trying to throw his name in the hat, and his name is Martavis Bryant. Watch out for this young fella. He may not catch Calvin Benjamin in receptions before this thing is all done, but he may catch him in yards, and he may, just may, catch him in touchdowns and pass him before it's all said and done. It's 7-3 Steelers up in this game. Speaking of Martavis Bryant, second quarter we are in now. Bryant, on the first play of the second quarter, catches a touchdown to polish off a 12-play drive. It's 14-3 Steelers on top. Andrew Luck throws a pick 6. Bing! Bing! Hello? House call for William Gay. Whoop! Andrew Luck gives it up to William Gay. He makes a house call. It's 21-3. Colts look like they're done in this game. And if there's one thing I've learned about Andrew Luck over his brief 3-year career thus far in the NFL is never, ever count the young fella out, man. He never says never. And so I'm slowly beginning to realize that the game's never over with Andrew Luck till it's over. I mean, I've seen this guy down numerous times, huge deficits, only to see him come back. Not always to win, but to make it a competitive game, to make it a lot closer than you thought it was going to be when they were down 2, 3, 4 scores in the game. So Andrew Luck is definitely a competitor. And after that pick 6, I saw him rally the troops and say, hey, we're not done. We're going to pick it up. That's my fault. I take the blame for that. Let's get it back. And so right after that, 52-yard Dante Moncrief catch and run on 3rd down after Pittsburgh and Indianapolis Colts penalties on the same play negates what would have forced a 4th down for the Colts to get a mulligan. They're able to complete the big pass and make the Steelers pay for that. And so it's a 21-yard Dwayne Allen touchdown to finish that drive off. It's now 21-10 Steelers up in this game. But just when you thought it was safe, the Colts show you that they're not done yet. And I love, and I talked about him during the draft process and how this kid has all the potentials, all the credentials, all the attributes of a number 1 receiver down the line in this league. That Dante Moncrief, who I'm speaking of, this kid has it all, and Reginald Wayne wasn't able to go in this game, so he got more snaps, and you saw what he did with it. This kid has the talent and the potential to be a huge player in this league, and I think there's nothing but, you know, big things to come for Dante Moncrief in this league. Steelers move it down the field easily into Colts territory via a huge Martavis Bryant gain, but Le'Veon Bell goes down and the Steelers are short on 3rd and 3, and then on 4th and 1, during a field goal attempt, the Colts are offsides. You can't do that. You can't line up offsides. Not when you're This Steelers team has been lighting the scoreboard up in this game. You're finally forcing them to kick a field goal, and here you are giving them an opportunity to get a fresh set of downs and score a touchdown, and that the Steelers did after the mistake. Fresh set of downs, very next play, Tomes with a one-handed touchdown grab. It's now 28-10 Steelers on top. Take that, you want to make mistakes? Take that touchdown. The good teams. You're on the road against a Steelers team that's red hot in this game. You can't make those kind of mistakes. And that's one thing about the Colts that has me uneasy about this team is the amount of mistakes that they make per game. Even though they're playing good football, they have won 5 straight. In that 5-game winning streak, you will find, if you probe and you dig, you will find a lot of mistakes by this Colts team. That Ravens game was filled with mistakes. Even Cincinnati last week had mistakes in it. I mean, this is a team that will make mistakes, give you opportunities to get them. And if you take advantage of them, you can beat the Indianapolis Colts. If you don't, and then Andrew Luck and company will take it to you. But they give you opportunities to get the best of them. And so here's a mistake here that you just can't have, especially when you're on the road trying to get a W. You're already down in the game. You're looking to try to come back. You got to minimize the mistakes and give yourself a chance. It's now 28-10. 47-yard Tomes TD on Big Ben improvisation. Anybody improvise better in the league than Big Ben? Anybody play schoolyard football better than Big Ben? I mean, Aaron Rodgers does it very well, but not many do it better than Big Ben. I mean, once he gets out of the pocket and he starts redirecting guys down the field and he's shrugging guys off and he flings it down the field, there's not many better in the league than Big Ben. And you saw it on this play again. It's why the man is a 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, because he can get it done when few others can. It's now 35. At this point, the game's over, right? I mean, seriously, 35-10. We're not even at halftime yet. The game's over, right? Wrong. Andrew Luck is the other quarterback, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Colts won't go away. T.Y. Hilton, 28-yard touchdown, makes it 35-17. T.Y. Hilton with another big catch. What did I tell you about T.Y. Hilton, man? This guy is off the charts this year with another huge catch as he sets up a field goal as time expires in the first half. It's 35-20. This game should be over, but it's not because Andrew Luck and the Colts won't go away. And I tell you what, these two quarterbacks combined for over 500 yards passing in the first half. The score is 35-20 at halftime. Hell, for some teams, that's 3 weeks worth of work right there in one half of football. This is crazy. You saw where this game was going. Heath Miller with a huge catch and run leads to a Martavis Bryant Big Ten. Look, Big Ten is his name. I mean, the kid is huge, he's fast, and he can jump, and he wears number 10. Big Ten got it done again. Second touchdown of the game. It's 42-20. Steelers on top. Big Ben throws his 5th touchdown of the game. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding. Colts continue to hang around with an Ahmad Bradshaw 12-yard touchdown run to make it 42-27. I'm like, man, these Colts are feisty. I seriously wanted to just focus in on the Arizona-Philadelphia game that I was watching, but I couldn't because of course, I do dual television screens. So I got a small television here with the game of my choice, and I got the big game on the big screen. And so I wanted to just basically tune that game out and just focus on Philly, Arizona, because that was so close. But every time I wanted to say, all right, Steelers, I'm about to kind of put you on the back burner, they say, hey, Andy said, hey, look, man, we're not done yet. This game is not over yet. Do not put me on the back burner. You will be sorry. So I had to keep one eye over here, one eye on the Philly game. And so DHB, why is he in the game? You know how I feel about Darius Hayward-Bay. He's Darius Hayward bum. And so he catches the football. And it was actually a good catch. And you know he can't catch. And it was funny because Darius Butler on the play was very smart. He said, man, this is DHB. This dude's a clown. So he dove and he caught it. And he probably was amazed that he caught, oh my God, I caught the football. And as he was looking down in amazement at him catching the football, Darius Butler let him get up off the ground because nobody had touched him. And he let him get up and then he just punched the football out. And the ball went flying. Colts recovered the football. Darius Hayward-Bay, boy, I tell you, man, that guy is special. So, just when you thought, okay, that's cute that the Colts are hanging around, but it's not going to lead to much. That fumble leads to another Dante Moncrief touchdown. I'm telling you, the boy's special. It's 42-34 at the end of the third quarter. It's an 8-point lead. These guys were down by 25 at one point. What in the world? So I'm like, this is crazy. Are they really going to come back? No. Steelers looking for more points. Fumble away an opportunity as Blunt is stripped of the football in Indy's red zone. So that was a huge play with them only down 8 at the time. And after that fumble, they were deep in Indianapolis Colts territory. Andrew Luck is coming out of the center and from under center into his drop, and his foot is stepped on by the center. He goes down on the goal line, and as he's trying to get rid of the football, he's called for intentional grounding because he was in the end zone. He was throwing the football, and you could argue that the football wasn't fully in the end zone as he was throwing it, but it was too close to call. To look at that replay and to say he wasn't in the end zone would be too tough to say. So to overturn it would be all but impossible. So that was basically the nail in the coffin for the Colts, because they went down by 10, 2 scores at this point, and now you got to give the Steelers back the football, who really the Colts haven't stopped them. The Steelers have stopped themselves. If you think about it, Darius Hayward-Bay's fumble, Blunt's fumble, these are all fumbles that happened as the Steelers were driving down for more points. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger was cerebral in this game. He ended up 40 of 49 for over 500 yards passing. Did you hear what I just? He only incompleted 9 passes with 49 attempts. Yikes! Wowzers! Over 500 yards passing, and this one had to be the icing on the cake as the Steelers rolled the dice. Ha! Scared money don't make money in this league. Scared money don't make money in this league. On 4th and inches, and this was to put it away, the Colts sell out for the run. They fake the run, play action fake. Ben rolls out, finds a wide open Heath Miller in the end zone for his 6th, count them, 6th touchdown of the game, as the Steelers at that point go up 51-34. That would be your final score in this game. What a game this was. What an exhibition. So the Indianapolis Colts go from blanking the Cincinnati Bengals a week ago to giving up over 600 yards of total offense and 6 Ben Roethlisberger touchdown passes and 500 yards passing to Ben Roethlisberger and 51 points, a 50-burger. That's why I said you don't know who the Indianapolis Colts are right there. That's exactly why I said you think you know, but you have no idea who the Indianapolis Colts are. You have no clue. And just in case you thought you had a clue who the Steelers were, you didn't see this coming. You didn't see them scoring 51 points. You didn't think they had that in them. So you had no clue what you were watching in this game. And that's exactly why this was the money, yeah, yeah. Money, yeah. Let's get it! Game of the week. Steelers get it done. Go to 5-3 on the season. And that was a huge win because the Cincinnati Bengals swept the Baltimore Ravens earlier in the day, dropping the Ravens to 5-3. There's a huge AFC North matchup between the Ravens and the Steelers for the 2nd time this season on Sunday Night Football next week. So that set the stage for that. Both teams coming into that game at 5-3. Steelers, having already went to Baltimore and were dismantled in that game, they're looking for a measure of revenge, and it's a different Steelers team this time around, so that's going to be a huge game. Meanwhile, the Colts are fine. This was a big test for them. They did not pass the test, but they didn't fail it either. They went and they got a C- on this test. They could have easily failed this test with an F, because they were down 35-10. They were down 21-3. They were down 42-20. But they came back each and every single time and cut this lead to 8. And for that, they get some respect. And so they didn't fail this test. They just didn't ace this test. They didn't get the win. They didn't go on the road and show out well. The defense has a lot of work to do. That was a poor showing. But when you lose your best corner and you don't get any pressure on the quarterback. And I told you, to me, that's the Achilles heel of this team. When it's all said and done, is can you get pressure on the other team's quarterback? And without Robert Mathis that's going to be an inconsistent thing. You play up against an offensive line that can't protect, you will get pressure on the quarterback. You go up against a team that can protect, or a quarterback that can get the football out of their hands quickly, or a team that can win outside on the edges with their receivers, and you won't get pressure on the quarterback because you don't have a consistent hunter on your team, with Robert Mathis being out for the season. So that's something that's going to bite this team in its rear end when it's all said and done, the lack of pressure. But to not have Vontae Davis for the majority of this game really stung. I mean, I don't know if you stopped them with him in the game, but you damn sure weren't going to do it without him. And so that's what happened. You're now 5-3 on the season, snaps your 5-game winning streak. It's all good. You're still ahead in your division, but the Texans won, so they got back to 500 at 4-4 on the season, but it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. This is your division to win or lose. You're going to win this division. You're going to have to get back on your horse. Tough loss on the road, you'll get over it. You will be fine. So that's going to do it for Colts, Steelers. In the money game of the week, what a game it was. These two teams showed up and scored a boatload of points. A lot of offense, fun to watch. Fireworks all over the place. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down all the action in week number 8 in the National Football League. See you in a bit.